everybody, Coach Amber here. Welcome back to the kitchen. Come on in. Today I am making a vegan chickpea pot pie. You heard that right, chickpea pot pie. And I am using a crust mix, which I already prepared and baked for 15 minutes. Just pre-cook that a little bit. And I'm also using this, my favorite Bob's Red Mill Red Label, which is made out of beans actually. You can look that up online for some more information. So let's get started. I've got about a quarter cup of onions that are just about translucent here that are sauteing in about a quarter cup of butter. You can use butter, earth balance, whatever cooking fat you like to use. I'm adding thyme, salt, and pepper. So that goes in. Then I have about 6 tablespoons of that Bob's Red Mill fava bean flour that I'm going to be adding here. Just get this mixed. And all right. Just want to get this all combined, cook that flour out a little bit so it doesn't have that raw flavor in it. Making a roux here. That looks combined pretty well. I'm going to crank it a little bit. Next, I'm going to add, I have 1.25 cups of veggie broth. You could use chicken broth if you wanted to. Then it wouldn't be vegan, but that's fine. I'm not vegan, I just enjoy a plant-based diet. So mixing that in. Broth is in, and now I need 3/4 cup of milk, or you could use whatever milk substitute you like. Let's see, there's 3/4 cup. And now I just need to get this mixture to boil and thicken. So I'm really going to turn it up high just for time's sake so it doesn't take forever. But basically I just made the gravy for the chickpea pot pie. Meanwhile, I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees so I can get it right in the oven as soon as this part is done. So now we're just waiting for this to come up to a boil. You guys have probably noticed that I cook a lot with beans, lentils, garbanzo beans. I just find that there's more nutritional value there. You've got fiber and protein, and I don't always miss the meat. Sometimes I eat it. Even my husband likes this. Shake your head, yes. He's shaking his head, yes, he likes this. I've made it before. All right, so this is coming to a boil. It really doesn't take much time at all. And it smells really good with the onions cooking and the thyme. You can see it starting to bubble now. Just kind of keep stirring it. It's already getting pretty thick too. Thicken it up just a little bit more. And then I'll add my filling. So I'll talk about that now. So for the filling, I have I think it's about 2 cups of frozen vegetables. This is what I had, so this is what I'm using. Mixture of corn, peas, green beans, and carrots. I have about 1 cup, and that's probably a little more than 1 cup, of Yukon Gold potatoes. They're parboiled, so I boiled them for about 4 or 5 minutes just so they were partially cooked, and they'll cook the rest of the way in the oven. And then of course, the chickpeas, you know I love them. I've used them in recipes before. So let's take a look at the gravy now. The consistency looks nice and thick. So that means it's ready for all the vegetables to come in. I'm gonna add these first just because they were partially frozen. I just kind of had them sitting out while I was getting all my ingredients together. So get those in so they can kind of thaw out. All right. And we'll add the potatoes. Really, I'm just warming those frozen vegetables through, getting everything incorporated before I dump it into my pie shell. Like I said, I had cooked that pie shell for 15 minutes already to start the cooking process, and then it will finish in the oven. So that's all there is to it. This is the filling. It's actually going to thicken more in the oven and firm up nicely. So I'll go grab the shell. So here's this shell that I made. You could always use a frozen one. This is what I had. I probably would have gotten a frozen one if it was easy enough to get to the store and back, but I've been trying to stay out of the stores. So there's my 15-minute bake shell. I'm gonna dump this in. Hopefully it will all fit. Even though this is a vegan recipe, it is very filling and hearty. As you can see, it's full of vegetable goodness. So I'm just gonna kind of flatten it out a little bit, and from here it'll go into the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. Take it out of the oven, let it set for 10 minutes to set up, and then you're good to go for dinner. See you guys next time. Thanks.